Hello and welcome. Just gonna put on my glasses for a minute. Um, so nice to have you here, Nancy, and whoever comes on in. This, what I'm doing right now, and what I've been doing for the last, well, I did one last Sunday, and I will continue, and I'll probably do about 9 more of these. Um, This is where I go into a really deep meditation. It's funny because they make me feel like they've got me upside down. So it's sort of like the hangman who's hanging there upside down, but receiving knowledge. And I know that I am laying on my bed and I am reclining. My head is not down. But when I go into that space, that uh, whatever it is, I feel like I'm upside down. It's like, oh my gosh, Sorry, cat hair. I don't know, Jane hair. All right, I'm not going to mess around. Let's get to it. First, I'm going to open up with a hi, Mangled Unicorn, Tiffany Tisdale. Nice to have you guys here. Very nice to have everyone here. Thank you. I wrote a new opening prayer. Hi, Pamela. I wrote a new opening prayer because the I am one was used so much, and it was time. So here it is, and I hope that you can enjoy it. Dear Creator, we thank you for the gift of the I am presence within us. We invite this sacred I am to anchor deeply into our being, bringing stability, grounding, and clarity to our daily lives. May we live as the embodiment of this divine essence, radiating that truth we take. And we thank you. Amen. Blessed be. Hi, Viviani. I need to book a session with you. I hear you talk to animals, and I think they need to talk to me. So I think they have something to say. All right. So before I go into what I do, what it is that I do, I pull some cards to kind of guide me. I know what I'm going to work on in my session. This session one was called Love, Healing My Heart and My Relationship with My Family of Origin and Myself. That's what was my intention. Hang on, I got a little sippy here. And this time that I went in, hi Bora. I didn't bring an angel with me. I didn't bring any angel guides with me. Angel cards. So I did bring Mother Mary, and Mother Mary wears the crown of roses because Jesus wore the crown of thorns. And she is Our Lady of the Resurrection. The heart recognizes when something has run its course. In letting go, you create a powerful, consciously chosen sacrifice that stimulates the birth of what needs to happen next in your life. Honor what is unfolding, even if it involves the pain of loss. You have the capacity to experience a sacred connection with life as you honor the endings that are a natural part of life's endless creative expression. Okay? So that was my first card. And thank you, Mother Mary. And this card keeps coming up for me. It's so interesting. This one I pulled from the Mary Magdalene Oracle. And it is Witness. I am fully seen. Okay. And it really talks about um, standing up for people who can't stand up for themselves and being a witness um, to fully seeing what is going on, who we are, what we are, and what is happening. And I don't know. I don't think I'm, I'm sorry. I charged all of my chakras. I had them cleansed and I had them calibrate me, but you never know. It's like, um, anyways, this was the resurrection and about it. And it was when Mary went to uh, Robini teacher's master's grave and saw him. And so I am fully seen. And then I chose from the Mystique of Magdalene. And these are all cards that I bring into my oh, I love that. Celebrating your birthday in the summer. My birthday is coming right up real fast. And I'm getting uh, I'm turning 65. So I get Social Security. I'm sorry, what is wrong with my hair? Okay. All right. So here is, and this, I really love this. What Mary Magdalene is offering us is simple gifts, and that we need to appreciate the simple gifts in our life. We need to appreciate what we already have. Okay. Like, oh, I want this, I want that. And there's some things that I want or that I actually really need. So it's trying, you kind of have to figure out what do you want and what do you need. And it says, keep your professional and personal hopes in mind, but be satisfied with available realities for the moment. Take a step back and be grateful for the gifts in your life right now. Other choices and direction will soon surface. Right? Abundance comes. Yes. Yes. Hi, Elizabeth Hayes. Okay. And then, and we'll get right to what the message was after I do this, because it was quite interesting. We have self-creation. Be the author of your own life. And as I was going into meditation, I went into this card. It was trippy, to say the least. It was interesting. Anyway, and Hafiz says, I am not one who is weak against the turn of destiny. I will undo the wheel of heaven if it turns against my wish. And she says, dear one, do not be overly attached to things you cannot change. Focusing on the path of others does not bring you the inner peace of personal accomplishment. Touch the creative spark within you and feel how renewing it is to connect with, turn page now, your inner innocence and purity. And just allow that abundance of to flow. Now, when I got in there, the message was, and I'll do this for a second. And please, anyone who shows up, thank you for being here. Okay. This is what I heard and saw and kind of believe, and not everybody believes the same way I believe, and that's fine. But I did get this in meditation. And when I go into this realm that I go into, I can talk to anyone. And I jump through portals, and it's pretty funny. I when I they opened up this one portal for me, and it was I know what's going on here. It's this. It's me. I'm the one. What's that anti-hero Taylor Swift song? It's me. Okay, let's just take this off because it's not working. I just didn't want to have to keep grabbing it. Okay, sorry. So, what they told me first, and it goes back to something because I generally do these on, I don't do the lives, but I do my deep meditations on Tuesdays and Fridays. And on Tuesday, they showed me um, in one part of it, and I think it ties into this. They showed me it was off to my right, and it was all these stacked, what looked like boxes, but it really was gold outlining of boxes. And there were a bunch of boxes, and they were all outlined in gold. They all had this, and it was lit up in gold. And what it said and was, do not ever compare yourself to anyone else because you are you and you have the spark of the divine. Ah, and then they said to me to put my left hand, to put my hand over my heart. So you can do that too if you wish, and say, I am that I am. So we are a part of the I am. And welcome, 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 welcome. So remember that we carry the spark of the divine inside of us and that we are a part of the I am. And so comparing ourselves to others takes away that which we hold. And it's not right. It's not you are you and you were meant to be perfectly you. I am perfectly me in all my imperfections. And we all have the same, we all have our roads that we choose. So the number one thing was do not compare yourself to others. We are all gold boxes with the thread of gold and the spark of the divine around us. And it's time for another sip, sip. Okay. I got Dancing Jesus with me. Just a little entertainment. Okay. And the whole thing was about, they kept talking about self-actualizing, self-activating, self-awareness. Self-awareness in order to heal, self-awareness, and then in order to heal, you have to feel. Okay? So we let those feelings come. We try to push them away or, lock them up somewhere or push them off to the side. But have that self-awareness. It's important to have that self-awareness. Sorry. Um and also the emphasis go me. The emphasis was on uh like I said, don't compare yourself to anyone else. We all have the spark of the divine, and we aren't like anyone else. We are truly ourselves, and we need to self-actuate, activate, self-activate. but there's I don't know, self-realization. And, and remember that we are always looking through our lens. We don't see what other people see from whatever angle that they're looking. Um, what we want to do is be present in the moment and be in the observer place right now, because we are the observers, observing what is going on, what is, and what will be. Oh, and by the way, I really love that it's February 2 and that, the date is 22. So we're on a 222 day, so that's really cool too. Anyway, let let me let me get it going here. Alright, so yeah, the affirmations were, "I am love. I love others as I love myself. Those who are not for me, it is not because of me." Okay, so don't ever think that if somebody leaves your life that you did, um, something to make somebody step away from you. Sometimes it's our power is too much for somebody. Sometimes we can be too much, or it's not a good fit. If you're a size 8 shoe, you're not gonna put on a size 5 and walk around. You just can't do that. And, and we can't say, "Oh, you wear a size 5. How cute. I wish I had tiny little feet, and I could wear your cute little shoes." Because I had a friend in elementary school or all throughout school from kindergarten till I graduated, and she had tiny little feet. And she wore high heels. She was a tiny little girl and wore high heels, and it was just I wanted high heels so bad, and that was just never gonna happen. See, and that was me comparing myself to her. And, I grew up comparing myself to everybody. I grew up looking for, um, people having that need to be wanted, um, trying to find love, and, in those days, I made a lot of bad choices, all because I, oh, hey, Gerald, Mr. Tarot Stash. All because I was seeking validation from the outside. I did not know that I am the only one who can validate myself. So remember, when I say that, say, I am that I am. So I am that I am. I am a part of that I am. I am. If we are all created and here, then how can we, even in brokenness, even in, you know, things that happen to us, everything happens for a reason. We're here for our karma. When we're done with that, we move on. So, also, uh, it was about also, yeah, in order to heal, you have to feel, and they were also talking to me about emotional stability. And I think that's really important in this day and time is to, have emotional stability and to try to learn how to if you don't know how to regulate, to self-regulate, to regulate, to be the observer, to, even activate, to if you are, part of the if you wanna activate your being and be with and be out there, then that's what you do. Um, I forgot to spray. This is just holy water from San Juan Capistrano. All right. So then they showed me, as we were nearing the end, they showed me, oh, yeah. And the other thing was Gerald, you just know, just because you're here, you're reminding me. They did tell me, although I did not write it down. It might have been last time. I'm not sure. But remember your ego. You have to have ego. We all have to have ego. Ego is that self-love. Okay, ego is self-love. But when you have too much ego, that is edging God out. So we don't want to do that. But we all are still connected and have the spark of the divine, no matter what is going on, no matter who we are. Some people, even if it's a really uh, crummy situation or whatever, it was meant to be for your own growth. And lastly, from my notes that I have here, um, towards the end of my session, I remember I was standing there and we were all holding hands. I was holding hands with Mother Mary, um, Mary Magdalene, Yeshua, and I think my guardian angel. I'm not sure because it felt like that it was more than just us. And in that holding hands in the circle, it felt like a warm blanket and everything was purple. So I always see a lot of purple. So and magenta. And that's why I've got you can't see it, but I've got my stuff laid out here on a magenta throw. Anyway, so as we were standing there holding hands in this circle, that feeling of a warm blanket came over me and it just felt so good and so right. And then it was like a wool blanket. And the wool, um the wool is really super warm. It was a very warm experience, but also warm wool can be scratchy. And I said, well, I asked, I'm like, well, you wrapped me up in this blanket of wool and I am warm, but why, but it's scratchy. It's a little uncomfortable. And that's because there is no growth in comfort. So it was like a metaphor for life was this blanket, this kind of, it's a warm hug, but it's a scratchy warm hug. And so we have to step into that and figure out what that part of us is. It's like when you put a grain of sand in a clam and they produce a pearl. It's the same way with us. They put a scratchy blanket around us so that it kind of smooths our edges and keeps us, keeps us in the know, in the divine, and remembering who we are. And especially when you sit with them in a circle or stand with them in a circle. Um, right. No growth and comfort. All right. So what was the last thing? Okay. So what they said. Okay. So it's okay. Sorry. I wrote it down. I didn't know I had written it down. Be present. Oh, this was really important, you guys. I totally forgot about this. I ask you, and please put your comment in the chat if you care to. Um, what is the opposite of love? I'll give you a minute and I'll take a sip. And I would like to know what you believe the opposite of love is. If nobody wants to share, that's fine too. I don't mind sharing. All right. So nobody knows, nobody has any Nobody has any feelings about what the opposite of love is? Okay, that's okay. The opposite of love is fear, okay? And I always wondered, why am I here? Why am I here? Why are we here? What are we doing? It just felt so weird. Um, oh, the absence of love or hate. I can't see the first thing that you wrote there. Anyway, so the opposite of love is fear. And when they say that we come down here for our lessons, and everybody says, we come here to learn how to love, but my mind can't doesn't work like that, because we already know love. We live in love. When we are in the other side, we are never not in that loving presence. So we come to earth to learn about fear. And also the other thing that they always have said to me, or that I've heard from, just life, um, is, that we all came here for this time. We all wanted to be here for this time. All of us light workers and, everybody, we came here to be in this time. And I think, I could very much be wrong, but I feel like the that we are here on this planet to learn about fear, because we don't have fear on the other side. We only know love on the other side. We don't have fear. So in a loving way, we come here to learn fear. Like I said, no growth in comfort. And this is, these can be scary times for people. Um, and then I asked, well, then what is the opposite of hate? So what is the opposite of hate? And I'll take another sip. Hair or something. In my knowing, in what I was told, the opposite, oh, what did Nancy say? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I got it straight from I don't know. I was jumping through portals. I was doing all kinds of stuff. It was pretty crazy, you guys. I, I do this so that you don't have to. Oh, I hang upside down, even when I know I'm not upside down, but it's just trippy. Okay, so if the opposite of love is fear, and we come here to learn about fear, what then is the opposite of hate? Okay, so what do you believe is the opposite of hate? If the opposite of love is fear, what is the opposite of hate? Ah, the opposite of hate is belonging. That's good. That's good. And that really is, belonging is a good word for it. Um, they told me the opposite of hate is compassion, right? So the opposite of love is fear. The opposite of hate is compassion. You know, I was hungry, you fed me. I was homeless, you let me go. Understanding, perfectly valid. Um, I get it, yeah. understanding compassion, probably. You know, we don't there we see a lot of compassion. The opposite of love, yeah, yes, the opposite of fear, the opposite of hate is compassion, right? So, have compassion for yourself and for others, even those that we don't understand. Because what is not for us is not for us to know or to sit in. Um, People have to do their own thing. It's your thing. Do what you're gonna do. I can't tell you. Um, so they said, stay awake, stay present, be the observer. Um, it says experience fear, and there's something like overreact to rejection, real or perceived. So rejection is just something that you perceive. Yeah. And then they told me perceived, received, rejected, and neglected. Whatever that means to you, that was just something that was in my knowing at that time. So please remember, do not compare yourself to others. You are not other people. You are only you, and you are uniquely you. You were made to be here to experience this, and that's what we're doing. And try to be the observer. Be the observer, and I think that I I know that that I have things that are very, very precious to me, and beliefs that I hold, and I have hills that I know I will die on. Like there are boundaries that I have, and I will die on that hill, protecting those boundaries. Um, yeah. So I'm going to so just remember these things, maybe carry them with you, think about them. I hope this has given you something to think about. I actually pulled 2 Mother Mary cards, and the other one, so this was Our Lady of Resurrection, right? And which was interesting because our Mary Magdalene card was be a witness, is the witness. So the witness to the um to being fully seen, fully heard, fully cared for. And we close out with Mother Mary again. I forgot to mention that I said, Mother Mary wears the crown of roses because Jesus wore the crown of thorns. I love this one because she has an owl right here, which she doesn't usually have, like an owl. So I thought that was very enlightening. So there's got to be a lot of wisdom in that. All right, and so this one is Our Lady who gives peace. And do you see that? I think there's doves on here. Trying not to move that. Yeah, there's a dove on top of her head, and she has her roses. And she has a nest down here. Where is that nest? Right there. So the nest, me, is she's watching over us and she's nurturing us. Nature to nurture, nurture to nature. Okay, so it's Our Lady who gives peace. You have been holding on to a deep concern, and I ask you to hand it over to me now. Allow me to offer you a gift in exchange for your devotion and trust. I offer you the gift of peace, peace that is peace that All is now resolved according to my grace. Peace that the material situation is flowing towards perfect completion. My peace is with you now, my beloved. Okay? So just remember, activate, self-activate. Don't compare yourself to others. Be who you truly are. Be authentically you. And I thank you for being with me today and for listening to the ramblings of um I I call myself Jane the Seeker, but I am Jane the Seer, but I'm just not going to change my name right now. Um yeah, so thank you. So remember to be kind, to be love, and to just be, and to thank you for being with me this morning. Thank you so much. And anytime you are watching this, thank you. Have a wonderful and blessed day.